the night before I turned 30, with helium balloons bumping lazily against the ceiling of my one-bedroom in Columbus, Ohio, and a bottle of cheap bubbly sweating in the fridge. My phone buzzed with an anonymous message. One tap on that video link, and the world I'd clung to like a fraying lifeline cracked wide open. The footage hit me like a sucker punch, raw, unfiltered truth about the people I'd spent my life trying to please. My hands shook as I watched it loop for the third time, the betrayal sinking in like ice water in my veins. The birthday bash I'd orchestrated to finally step out of the shadows? Canceled on the spot. No guests. No toasts. No pretending anymore. Because if they showed up, I wasn't sure I could hold back the rage that was building. The kind that doesn't just simmer, it explodes. My name is Emily Hayes. And at 29, I'd carved out a quiet existence that felt like armor against the constant digs from my family. My cozy apartment in the short North District wasn't much to brag about at holiday dinners, peeling paint on the walls. A kitchenette that doubled as my office, but every rent check I wrote, every thrift store find I arranged just so, was a quiet fuck you to the story they'd scripted for me. I worked as a content strategist at Beacon Digital, a scrappy ad agency downtown. It wasn't the high-stakes world my brother Ryan dominated, but I was damn good at crafting narratives that sold, ironic, considering how badly I'd failed to sell my own worth to the ones who mattered most. My manager, Karen, had been dropping hints about a lead role on our biggest account, something that could bump my salary into actual living wage territory. But try explaining that to my parents over pot roast, watching their faces light up only when Ryan sauntered in with his latest conquest story. Mornings were my anchor, black coffee at dawn, a podcast on the commute through rush hour traffic, the soft click of my keyboard as the office came alive. These rituals kept me steady. A life built from scratch after Ohio State, where I'd graduated with a communications degree but no fanfare. My folks, William and Laura Hayes, had big dreams for me once, law school. Maybe, or something prestigious, but prestige, in their book, meant power suits and corner offices, not the steady grind of pitching ideas to mid-tier clients. Dad never outright called me a letdown. He'd just steer conversations away from my job, muttering about stability like it was a consolation prize. Mom was blunter, her sighs heavy with that Midwestern passive aggression, at least you're independent. Sweetie, not everyone needs the spotlight. As if my independence was some runner-up medal while Ryan hogged the gold. What they didn't know, what no one knew, was that after those soul-crushing family dinners, I'd drag myself home, crack open my laptop, and dive into the real hustle. Online grad courses in digital media strategy. Midnight essays fueled by instant noodles and sheer willpower. I was chasing a master's degree in silence. No loans from them. No unsolicited advice about settling down like your cousin did. Each A I earned was a brick in a wall against their lowball expectations. A silent scream that I was more than the reliable sibling they pitted. Turning 30 was supposed to be my unveiling. The party? My stage to drop the bomb. The diploma arriving any day. Proof I'd climbed without their net. But that video. God. That video rewrote everything. It forced me to see that the family I'd idolized was a house of cards, built on my back. The divide between Ryan and me started in the crib. 3 years my senior. He was the golden child, first words. First steps. First everything. By the time I hit those milestones, they were yesterday's news. He launched his real estate firm at 24, flipping properties into a mini empire that landed him on local 40 under 40 lists. Mom and Dad framed the magazine clipping in the den, right where my high school art awards used to hang. Priorities change, Mom had said, not realizing she'd just etched that dismissal into my brain. Now 33. Ryan ran Hayes Properties, with sleek offices in Columbus, Dayton, and Akron. He zipped around in an Audi, crashed in a McMansion with rotating arm candy, and keynote at real estate summits on scaling success. Our parents ate it up. Front row seats at every talk, beaming like they'd birthed a rock star. Family meals revolved around his orbit. Ryan's closing on that downtown high-rise, or Ryan rubbed elbows with the mayor. I'd excuse myself to the bathroom, splashing water on my face to drown out the ache of being invisible. The jabs were never blunt, too polite for that. Instead, they'd couch them in concern. Emily, maybe Ryan could mentor you on advancing. Or, it's never too late to aim higher. Han, look at Ryan, he was your age when it all clicked. Last Thanksgiving stung worst. Ryan rolled in with designer gifts and tales of a 7-figure deal. I'd brought handmade scarves and a vintage record for Dad's collection. Mom barely acknowledged it, too busy gushing over Ryan's smart home upgrade. Overheard her whispering to Aunt Karen, Emily's still in that starter job, but she's content with her simple setup. Simple. The word lodged in my throat like glass. Ryan played the benevolent king, offering me gigs at his firm when you're ready for real growth, sis, or dangling keys to one of his rentals at family rates. Even floated paying for my MBA, since you're kinda stalled out. Each favor laced with that superior grin. The one that said he pitied the little sister who couldn't keep up. The extended clan piled on. Reunions meant Ryan fielding investment queries while I got the pity party. Still at that agency? Anyone special in your life? Uncle Mike once cornered me after too many beers. Every family's got the headliner and the backup band. You're solid. Dependable. Kind words? Maybe. But they hollowed me out, leaving me questioning when I'd signed up for second string. I never wanted to outshine Ryan. I just wanted to be seen. My wins, client kudos, steady raises, were in a different league from their headline-chasing metrics. I'd started downplaying them, tired of the glazed nods and wandering eyes. Worst, Ryan knew the score but never shifted the spotlight. He soaked up the glory like it was oxygen, leaving me gasping in the dark. The spark of rebellion hit at 3 a.m. After a brutal day, passed over for a promotion because no advanced creds. I could have begged family for tuition help, endured Ryan's smug bailout. Instead, I applied solo, dipping into my rainy day fund. Acceptance came via email at work. I ugly cried in a stall. The joy pure and untainted. No one to diminish it. The program was brutal for full-timers, evening Zooms, weekend deep dives. I lied about yoga classes to cover absences, skipped happy hours to budget. My world shrank to work, study, sleep, repeat. Apartment turned into a war zone of takeout boxes and laundry piles. Dating? Laughable. Who'd date a ghost glued to her screen? Courses pushed me: media ethics, data analytics, brand crisis management. Professor Ellis spotted my drive. You argue like someone's got a chip on your shoulder, and that's fuel. I led groups, nailed presentations, hoarded profs' praises like treasures. Exhaustion clawed at me, dozing at desks, chugging energy drinks till my pulse raced. Nights I nearly quit, picturing Ryan's effortless rise while I bled for every inch. But quitting? That'd validate their settled for less narrative. So I raged on. 4.0 GPA. Dean's List glory. The thesis crushed me. Digital branding in small agencies, a case study. Interviews. Stats. 70 pages of blood sweat. Defended it flawlessly, committee raved. Celebrated solo with pizza and tears exhausted. Triumphant. Diploma time for my birthday reveal. Casual drop during cake. Watching jaws drop. Party prep was obsessive. Rented hall. String lights. Catered apps. Invites to family and friends. Mom, we'll swing by if Ryan's fundraiser doesn't clash. Dad, thumbs up emoji. Ryan, Might pop in Big Pitch Monday. Still. I hoped. Dress picked. Speech rehearsed, proud. Not pushy. Then. 11:43 p.m. The email, no sender. Subject, your family's hidden truth. Link to video. Hesitated. Clicked. Parents done. Hidden cam. Ryan's birthday 2 years back, I'd begged off sick. Mom, relief Emily's out, keeps things upbeat without her drag. Dad, she's not a drag. Just. Capped. Ryan, that big raise she bragged about? I cleared more fresh out of school. The gut punch, the Caldwell grant. Meant for Emily, Dad said. Full ride for grad school. But we'd wasted on her fluff degree. Switched it to Ryan, he'd leverage it. Ryan, wrote my own rec letter. Dad signed as her advisor. She never knew. They toasted tough calls for family wins. Watched 5 times. Each loop carving deeper. My scholarship, $150K plus, funneled Ryan's Wharton MBA. His firm seed. They'd forged docs. Lied. Stolen my shot while I scraped by. Calm descended like frost. Cancelled party via group text. Emergency. Sorry. Downloaded video. Plotted. Who sent it? Why no? But fury overrode questions. Dug deeper. Foundation site listed Ryan as recipient. Emails confirmed forgery. Another anon drop. Ryan eyeing my building buyout to motivate me. Final nudge. Gala guest list media. Investors. 3 weeks out. Weapon handed. Target lit. 3 weeks to dismantle. Week 1, intel. Faked sick. Scoured Ryan's online trail connections. Posts. Patterns. Assistant Kyle, overworked grad student. Venting deleted tweets about ego boss. Week 2, alias, Lauren Brooks, event planner. LinkedIn fake out. Portfolio sham. Offered Kyle cheap help. He bit? Got gala deets, museum venue. Timeline. AV access. Week 3, disguise, wig. Specs. Bland suit. Met Kyle. Nabbed passwords, Ryan's B-Day, narcissist. Uploaded edited vid, betrayal montage. Evidence overlaid. Set override for Ryan's 8:15 slot. Backups, timed journalist emails. Mom called, you okay post cancel? Fine. Might crash Ryan's gala. Pause. That's big of you, but dress sharp, it's his night. Gala eve. Anon, ready. More than. Final gift, footage of Dad at foundation. Sealing the steel. Museum glittered, I lurked as Lauren. Family arrived. Preening. Ryan schmoozed. Positioned at AV. Heart steady. Speeches built hype. 8:15. Ryan on stage. Success is seized. Screen flipped. Hayes legacy. Theft and lies. Video rolled. Cruel laughs. Admissions. Room froze. She's mediocre, Mom slurred on screen. Wig off, actually. I'm not. Faces shattered. You stole my future, now everyone sees yours. Investors bolted. Muttering fraud. Journalists swarmed. Fallout, trending scandal. Pulled funding. Investigations. Ryan's empire crumbled, offices shuttered. Rep tanked. He fled west. Rebranded. Parents sold home. Retreated in shame. Kyle thanked me later. Knew you were off. Glad you torched it. My story blew up. Interviews. Promotion to director. Spoke selectively on resilience. A non-reveal, Ryan's ex. Planted cam after her own barbs. Parents' letter, accusations. No sorry. Ignored. They taught conditional love. I graduated. Now 31. My circle's chosen real toasts. No comparisons. That video night? Shatter and rebirth. They took my path, I took their facade. Revenge? Costly. But mine. Earned. Not given.